It has been scientifically proven that the majority of a conversation is the body language and the tone. And a lot of men miss out on this. We're such hyperlogical creatures, and a lot of us are very socially awkward, especially nowadays, the day of the internet, the day of the antisocial man. We are not in tune with that secondary sense in the same way that a lot of women are. The way that tone and body language can be used to say the same phrase, you can say the same phrase in thousands of different ways. One way, it could be very charismatic, and in another way, it could be creepy, off-putting, it could be negative, it could be leechy, and it's something that just goes right the fuck over our heads. And I want to make this very apparent for a lot of you guys who think that maybe you're not getting the right reaction from people, not because of your looks, not because of the person that you are genetically made to be, but because of your mindsets and your belief systems. And the body language, the body itself has a way of exuding and showing your inner self no matter what the fuck you do. And if you're somebody who's been negative, leechy, who's been dark on the inside, it's almost as if you have found a way to present it and paint that onto your body language and your spectrum and your energy in a way that girls, other men can feel and see. And now it's there on the surface for everybody to pick up. Maybe a girl doesn't know why she finds you creepy, but she does. Maybe men don't know why they don't trust you, but they don't. And it all has to do with your body language. It all has to do with the mindsets projecting themselves onto your outside, onto your tone, into the way you move and speak, into your confidence. If you don't believe in yourself, guess what? You're going to move in a way where you don't believe in yourself. You're not going to be walking through a room confidently if you are not confident. So first and foremost, understand this. Mindsets, belief systems, the ideas that you have within your head, the way that you move through the world, the way that you almost project your lens of reality to the world will exude itself, will permeate your energy, and people will pick it up. So if you are somebody who's trying to improve your body language for the better, know that it starts on the inside first. If you're somebody who's trying to move and speak like a confident man, yet you do not believe in yourself, yet you have nothing in your life going for you, you're going to find it very difficult to pull that off. A lot of men, they study good body language, yet they lack the understanding of the mindsets of the beliefs or the psychology underneath it. You can't just all of a sudden start moving in a more confident way or a confident manner. You have to become somebody different. You have to believe in yourself. However, you can change body language one piece at a time. You can decide to focus on eye contact, on tonality. You can focus on one specific piece of body language and hammer that into the earth, change it into a habit. And actually, you'll start finding that you become more confident as you add more pieces of body language. Changing your psychology, changing your mindsets, changing your beliefs. However, this is also not an excuse not to be killing it in life. It is going to make it tougher for you if you are somebody that can't be confident. If you're somebody that doesn't have any proof that you are somebody that is special. Now I'm going to start going down the line of common problems in people's body language, things that make you come across as somebody that is anxious. So the first one is being overly expressive or overly repressed. Now, overly expressive is where you are supplicating, where you are using your body language to try to make everybody around you comfortable, calm, and not to hate you. You care too much about what people think of you. And so your strategy is to be a dancing monkey, is to never have a negative opinion of somebody, to always make them so small so people around you don't get intimidated by your presence. And that's not powerful whatsoever. That's weak. Now, the other side of the spectrum is being repressed. Repressed is essentially where you don't move, you don't emote with your face, you don't speak with your hands, you are very stiff, as opposed to, again, the person who supplicates. Now, this is on a spectrum, and the sweet spot between the two of these points is right smack dab in the middle. So if you're somebody that, again, too repressed, become more expressive, and you're somebody that is too expressive, then go towards being repressed. Now, everything I'm about to go through on this list actually falls somewhere on the spectrum. There's different forms of each piece I'm going to explain. So, for example, with, here, I'll go into the first one. So, communicating with your hands. There is a way to communicate with your hands where it's, not at all, where you're speaking like this and you don't, it makes you look stiff, doesn't make you look comfortable in the environment you're in. Now, there's the opposite, which is where you're too expressive with your hands, where you're almost gay in the way that you move and speak. Now, again, the reason that straight men take on gay mannerisms is to placate other people around them. So if you're somebody who's gay, you're not a threat. You're not going to get rejected if you're a guy trying to express intent towards a woman. And sometimes guys care more about not getting rejected than actually getting the girl, and it shows in their body language. Having an authentic smile. So you be somebody who smiles too much, or you be somebody who doesn't smile at all. But you want to find, again, that sweet spot right in the middle, and you want it to be authentic. You're not smiling to make people around you feel comfortable. You're not laughing at jokes you don't find funny. You are not laughing at your own jokes to make other people laugh, but if you do find it funny, you would laugh, but not in a way to try to make others around you enjoy the joke. Eye contact. Now, again, there's maybe you're somebody who doesn't give eye contact at all. Maybe you're somebody who doesn't have problem with eye contact, but you're just staring at people without any facial expressions, giving people that uncanny valley effect, or making you come across as creepy because why are you looking at me? Now, again, if you're giving somebody eye contact, use your face to emote and to communicate. If I give somebody eye contact across the room, give them a smile and a wave, or just throw them good energy. Don't just stare at them blankly. And also, too, there is such a thing as too much eye contact. So if I were out approaching girls, I would probably hold eye contact for about 30 to 45 seconds. Just solid, strong eye contact for that period of time. Then I would start taking it away, taking the pressure off, putting the pressure back on. Too much eye contact can be a bad thing. Another thing a lot of men should be working on is having a loose face. So a lot of people, they tense up a lot. They almost are holding their stress in their mouth, in their eyes, in their forehead. All their muscles are tight, as opposed to a guy who's confident where his face is loose, is relaxed. Yet also, again, expressive, but not expressive in, again, a bitchy way. So another thing a lot of men do is nervous fidgeting. So maybe you pull on your hair, maybe you can't keep your hands still, maybe you shift your weight from foot to foot. Nervous fidgeting. That will also indicate to others that you are somebody who is not confident. A person who's confident, he's not nervous, so he doesn't have to put that nervous energy anywhere because he's just loose. He is present, calm, he is free of outcome, yet also being collaborative versus competitive in terms of being in the conversation. When he's talking to you, he sees you as an ally, not as an opponent to defeat. And so he is relaxed around you, your family. And he's also comfortable and calm that if you do cross a boundary with him, they can just cut you off, and he doesn't need you to be around. He has options and friends. So, and he's comfortable being by himself. He has an internal locus of control. Now, another thing I just mentioned, stiff body language in general, just all the way through. This is actually why I hate conventional body language advice, because a lot of guys who first start studying body language, the first thing they do is stick their chest out. They start walking like this. They're trying to take on this very business posture, but it makes you look stiff, makes it look like you don't get it, makes you look like you're very judgmental, as opposed to somebody who just has loose body language. Yes, stand tall, don't slouch, but at the same time too, don't be so rigid with your body language. It should be relaxed, and it will make people around you relax. That's why emotions are contagious, and if you have relaxed body language, it cues others around you to relax and to be at ease in your presence, and that draws people in. Building. Well, let's get into tone really quick. So, the first bad faux pas a lot of people have with their voice is that they're very monotonous. So, what you guys notice this entire conversation is that my tone is not just flat. It is going up, it is rising, going down. I am changing my volume, I'm changing the pace, the pitch of my words. I am breathing deep into my diaphragm as I speak to you guys. Another thing a lot of people will do is build rapport with their tone. Hey, how's it going? Hey, building rapport with their tone, often considered customer service advice or a gay tonality. Again, it's a supplicating thing that a lot of people do. Now, something else a lot of people do is speaking fast without pauses. So you speak fast because you think that you are a waste of space or a waste of people's time because you don't find your time valuable. You don't find yourself valuable. So when you talk to somebody, you're like, oh, let me get this out really fast because this person's time is so much more valuable than mine. Whereas a person who's confident, he has no problem speaking slow. So if you're somebody that does speak fast, that is a very big problem of mine, where I used to speak very rapidly without the ability to slow it down. Give it time, focus on it. Speak so slowly that to you, it feels awkward. Do that for a month, do it for 2 months, and you'll find it's a lot easier to slow down your speech and to breathe in your sentences instead of running out of breath. Another thing people do is mumble. Now, this sounds so corny, and it sounds so dorky, but mumbling, again, just like the last one, indicates that you don't believe in your words. You don't believe that what you're saying is valuable. So you mumble it, and you don't say it with certainty and confidence. And guess what? If you don't believe what you're saying, nobody else will either. You have to cue other people in to believe in you. So speak with clarity. Get used to it. Hit your syllables like you believe in them. Not projecting your voice, speaking too quietly. This one is not so common in a lot of clients I've worked with in the past, but it does happen on occasion where everybody's always asking you what you're saying. Push your voice. Breathe deep in your diaphragm and push. Push your words. And try to speak a little louder than feels comfortable. Now, at this point, I'm going to give you guys some home exercises that will help you guys out with body language. So, the first thing, let's work on tone. Record your audio. So when you're at home by yourself, just record yourself talking to yourself and try to find any inconsistencies or negative qualities to your voice. And yes, it will sound awkward. A lot of you guys have never heard your voice before or hate hearing your voice. You have to do it. All right, it's going to help you guys out. And yes, most people, when they do this, hate their voice. Unless you're Morgan Freeman, chances are you're going to hate your voice. So another thing that I love doing is I call it alpha acting, just because I didn't feel very creative with the titles. Just something that I've always done. I will look up guys who are considered attractive or sexy to women, and I will imitate them. I will try to act and move and speak like them, and I'll do this while I'm here at home. The big thing is, though, when you're out, if you're trying to adopt more than one trait of body language or tonality at a time, you will find it is very difficult to do it all at once without coming across as disingenuous. So with the alpha acting, just do it when you're by yourself, when you're at home. Get your body used to moving in a way that is confident. And then when you're out and about and you're socializing, focus on one body language thing, one tonality, and hammer it into the earth. Get it to the point to where it's a habit, then move on to the next thing. Now, something else you guys can do is field reports. When you're out and about, do girls ask you what you're saying? Do people ever say you speak too fast? What is the feedback you're getting from other people? And how are girls and men interacting with you? How are they receiving you? That will give you a lot of valuable information on how you can improve this. Now, the last exercise I would give you guys is called extreme self-gratitude. Speak to yourself in a very over-the-top manner. Talk about how amazing you are. Talk about what a fucking god, how women should drop to the knees and beg to date you, and do this for 10 seconds a day. The reason for this being is that it changes your internal dialogue to start believing in yourself and to start having more confidence. Because again, confident body language comes from confident mindsets. And if you're not confident within yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, others won't believe in you either. And you won't be able to move and speak in that way, in that fashion, because your body will sense the dissonance, will sense the lack of congruity in it, and it will always show through. But when you do simply one thing at a time, it's not too much for your ego to handle all at once, and it's not so overt to where anybody's going to notice it. And it's also enough for you to practice. If you're trying to practice 6 things at once instead of one thing at a time, you won't learn any one thing all that well. Where if you identify one thing to work on, you can focus all your attention and your energy on that one thing, work on it until it becomes a habit, then you just move on to the next. And you'll actually find as you do these one at a time, you will find that it becomes easier and easier to adopt these habits and these movements that make you look more confident. So I know this one was a little bit more bumbling. I apologize for that, guys. I'm just coming off of being sick, but I hope this helped you out. If you guys have any questions, leave in the comment section below. And if you are interested in coaching, text me up at 702-841-9909. And with that being said, peace.